What is up, everybody? It's Will versus here today. So we're gonna hear David Jaffe's take on a whole Sony being scared of Activision Blizzard and Call of Duty situation that was happening yesterday. He's gonna give his take on it, and he kind of says the same thing, and it kind of is more insightful because he used to work at Sony. He was one of the heads behind God of War and Twisted Metal. So he gives his take on PlayStation, and it's not too good. He wants to do better. So this is the statement that he wrote at first off. He says, "I love PlayStation personally, financially, and as an entertainment company. They have given me so much, but even with that, they should not have said this. In my opinion, it's just a bad, wimpy look." And this is the actual video from his show or whatever, or his podcast.
Sony said two very interesting things. You have to have heard this, but I'm going to tell you because it builds a case when they're talking about Call of Duty. They say, no other developer can devote the same level of resources and expertise to game development. Even if they could, Call of Duty is heavily entrenched so that no rival, no matter how relevant, can overtake it. It just feels like Sony's more like, that's not fair. It's like, well, fucking man the fuck up. Make a better mousetrap. Compete. You guys have some of the most creative people on the planet making your games. Some of the best technology on the planet. Don't get Call of Duty from us. Fuck you. Be a fucking man. Fight. Fucking fight. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what bothers me about it.
Yeah, Sony does seem to have like a defeatist attitude right now. They pretty much like wave the white flag at this point. They have just given up and surrendered. It's just because Xbox is getting closer to owning Call of Duty. Like, how do you just turn your back on all your studios right now and say, hey, they're all trash, but Call of Duty is what's really just unstoppable right now? That is embarrassing. That is truly just sad at that point. Like, geez. All those studios they just say, hey, none of you can make anything that's capable of matching Call of Duty. That is just tragic, but yeah, even David Jaffe was like, "Hey, y'all gotta fight back, get up, do something at least." It's not looking good, making statements that, "Hey, we can't do anything to stop Call of Duty." I think they're saying Call of Duty is replaceable in the hopes that Call of Duty will stay multi after the merger, or even more so, shot in the dark in the hopes that deal gets blocked by regulators. Then he says, I can see the biz reasons behind saying it. At the end of the day, keeping Call of Duty is more important than looking wimpy. Yeah, why would you want to make yourself look wimpy right now? They look so pathetic and wimpy right now. But I just hate the look. Yeah, it doesn't give a good look for Sony right now, to be honest. Saying we don't have anything that can compete with that, like, it's just wow. Amazes me that people think you just click your fingers and create something to compete with one of his biggest titles in the world. It is easy, isn't it? I mean, Sony has been making video games. They've been having video games since the PS1 generation. It's just now, just right now, they've just been reduced to saying, hey, we can't do anything about Call of Duty. That's just pathetic. I wish I would hear somebody at Microsoft saying that nonsense. They don't have anything that can compete with a Sony studio. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're that guy immediately. Though I agree it does look weak, as it stands now, PlayStation really has nothing that compares to Call of Duty. Sony are just saying that to make the acquisition look bad for regulators. Yeah, they're just saying that, or I think they actually believe that. It's like when you start seeing those bundles, you're no longer going to be seeing those PS5 Call of Duty bundles. You'll be seeing Xbox Call of Duty bundles. You see Xbox exclusive content for Call of Duty. I think they're going to start feeling it then at that point because people are going to switch over to getting an Xbox or playing a game on PC. It's not really looking good for the PlayStation side of things for Call of Duty. Nintendo has no Call of Duty and they're selling games and consoles. What's the problem? Well, the Nintendo is not known for having Call of Duty though. They might have had like a few times during like the Wii generation, but they're not known for having Call of Duty. They don't have any mainly third party games on their platform. So bringing up Nintendo just makes zero sense. People don't even really buy Nintendo for third party stuff, while people buy PlayStation for the third party content. So it's not the same thing right there. I agree, but at the same time, as much talent as Sony PlayStation has, the FPS shooter world is one they struggle with. I love the Killzone series, Resistance Trilogy, and I think SOCOM was a product of its time, and even Warhawk and Starhawk were interesting. Yeah. But all those series combined doesn't touch Call of Duty in the slightest. uh, Agree, Sony gave up the shooters thinking they couldn't compete instead of realizing what was wrong with their shooters and fixing it. I don't know what they're complaining about either. PlayStation will still get Call of Duty, so with Sony TVs with no console, they will still get Call of Duty, but that's gonna make people want to get an Xbox more because the casual audience sees Call of Duty associated with Xbox. As before, when Call of Duty was pretty much associated with PlayStation, people bought the PlayStation more. So now the big money making franchise like Call of Duty with Xbox is gonna be they're gonna get less consoles because of it. Which is all good because there's more competition, so Sony has to do better, which is all positive in my opinion. But some the Sony is kind of terrified, which is kind of just makes it even funnier. Um, Wimpy, you rather have Microsoft about the whole industry. They told the truth. Yeah, it does make them look wimpy. Like, what are you talking about? It does. We can't compete with Call of Duty. And they make video games and produce exclusive content. That does kind of look wimpy right there. I wholeheartedly agree with you. This is a bad look. Yeah. Yeah, if someone from Xbox said that same type of statement, I will definitely petition for those guys to be fired. We don't want nobody who making no weak, wimpy statements like that to be part of Xbox. To be honest, it's not wimpy to acknowledge the reality and inform regulators about the potential impact of an acquisition that could reshape the industry and the image of one of the tech giants. They were asked a question and they gave an honest answer. Oh, I gotta get a damage control in his answer like that. Like, no, that makes Sony look weak and pathetic. Like, what are you talking about? How can you even damage control this nonsense? Sony is a disaster this generation. I don't think they were ready for Microsoft to take gaming serious. Yeah, they obviously weren't. They were way too comfortable during the PS2 generation and during the PS4 generation. Each time they got comfortable with the next generation, they always do worse. All worse or off. You think Nintendo would have been this soft? Hell no. Yeah. Wasn't like in the Nintendo and like Nintendo was actually going like they actually had console wars back then when Nintendo and Sega Genesis. They actually went back and forth with each other. But now this generation, they like we can't compete. We're pretty much about to give up. It's like this dude kind of a wimpier generation right now, to be honest. You hate the optics, but it's fair and objective. The media are reporting this as if Sony press release or a quote from an interview is taken from a legal filing in Brazil, so I think the context and source needs clarification. Okay, let's see. They're scared, bruh? Yeah, they're obviously just terrified right now. Yes, Sony has lost their balls and disrespect the devs and all their studios, but come on, I love Wimpy. Okay. Now I see why the PlayStation fanboy crowd is filled with beta males. They learned the weak energy from their masters. Wow. Call of Duty is a huge revenue source for them. I don't think any company in the position would be like, well, let's just sit here and lose money. They are protecting their interests, and while I respect your opinion that they are saying is true, Call of Duty is just too big to be surpassed. Really? I was like, these people act like games like Grand Theft Auto don't exist. That's probably the only biggest game that competes with Call of Duty, or the games to that skill as well, like Fortnite, like Sony. Like it's just like this whole like non-competitive energy from Sony is not. No, I'm just not feeling that right now, to be honest. It's kind of weak. It's so weak. It's just a non-competitive energy right now that they're just displaying right now. You're starting to see Sony was never competitive. It's just that everyone else wasn't. Now Xbox has their S together. Yeah, pretty much. Once Xbox is competing, Sony's pretty much about to give up at this point. This is what a beta male looks like, folks. A B move by Sony. Sony is just telling the truth. Yeah, this is kind of wild. But I'm going to conclude it right here. It seems like a lot of people kind of agree with Jaffe. A lot of Sony fanboys are trying to damage control in the comment section by saying, hey, they're just being honest. But that's some weak, pathetic giving up energy right there. It's like, wow, that's just pathetic. Yeah, definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you like this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.